Welcome, everybody. Camille, I'm just going to make you co-host here. Everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, we've got a whole bunch of people jumping in here as we go. It is a public holiday where I am in Australia. I completely forgot it. It's our Memorial Day. So to anybody in Oz who's on this call, respect and regards to your families and friends and those who have served. It is our what we call Anzac Day. So it's our Memorial Day. So any Australians here, happy Anzac Day. Lots of American cousins here, Canadians, Brits. It's always good to see. I'm going to give you guys a moment to hop in here. And we're going to get this thing rocking and rolling. This is a precursor. I just want to kind of let everybody know, this is a precursor to me launching a podcast called the Business Unleashed series. Part of that was me putting together things that I believe will help people grow their businesses very, very quickly. Specifically, if you're in a service-based business in marketing agencies, if you're doing AI, if you're doing automations. And so what I want to do is, this was a way, one, for me to add as much value as I can to people like yourself, to give you some focus, some clarity, some movement in your business. And one of the things that kind of prompted me as well is we are in, right now, I believe the next 3 to 4 years, there will be a very, very significant shift in the way business is done, how business is generated. And more importantly, I think there's going to be a leveling of the playing field where we're going to see a lot of small businesses become bigger businesses. We're going to see a lot of bigger businesses become even bigger businesses in the marketplace. I want to speak to that a little bit before I get into tactical things that you can do to grow your business. I have put together some slides I'm going to walk you through, but my intention here is to help you get some clarity, get some focus, be in business, right? Like do business, get clients, right? So one of the things that I want to share with you is just to give you perspective of where the world is at in relation to business. So we're right now in this time frame, we're going through some really interesting economic dynamics that are going on. The media is beating up what is happening in the United States and the focus that the US is taking in relation to placing tariffs and trade and all this sort of stuff and looking at new trade agreements. The rest of the world is now shifting their ideas on how they are engaging and how they are opening the door to business opportunities for themselves. So that's shifting in the world. Technology is changing rapidly. All the social platforms now have changed their algorithms to be searchable. Every social platform now is a search engine, right? Google has probably lost about 25% of its traffic in the last year and a half since people like Facebook or Meta, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, even Snapchat, even X are now becoming searchable places, like they're becoming searchable search engines, right? So this has changed the dynamic of how people interact and search online. The way what we're viewing and what we're consuming has also changed as well. And the marketplace has become what we call externally referenced. So what's happened in the world today is we are very fast changing the way that we make decisions based on external preferences. And what do I mean by that is that we don't trust our instincts anymore, and we need more and more information for us to be able to make a decision. And we are going to be predisposed to information that kind of connects with our values and our ideas, right? And this is going to help us to decide or make decisions or to be able to move forward or to even behave that we do in the world. I know this is a really weird thing to be talking about when we're talking about business development, but I guess want to paint a picture for you that things have changed. things have changed, and people are taking longer now, right, to make purchasing decisions, right? I'll give you an example. Right now, like if you think about a major purchasing decision that you made recently, you probably went and did a search online to find where you get the best deal. You probably watched a few videos. You probably looked at some reviews. You probably looked at comparative products and did some assessments on comparative products. And you looked at your option, and you perhaps even might have gotten overwhelmed and decided not to make the purchase, right? If you're in the chat, type 1 if you've experienced this. Just type 1 in the chat if you've experienced this. Few people experience this, right? Yeah, this is how we behave as humans. When we make a major purchase right now, we don't make a decisive purchase, right? I'm in the middle of, we're in the middle of like moving countries, and I'm sitting there saying, do I really want to buy a car now? Now, I need to buy a car, but I need to buy a car in the United States, not here in Australia, right? But so now I'm thinking about cars, right? What type of car am I going to buy? I've got an idea of the car I'd like to buy, but is it the car that I really want, or do I really need, right? I'm going to go through a whole bunch of decisions, going to watch some reviews, some YouTube, whether the car is reliable, or, what it's like to get a service for the car. These are all things that I'm going to be asking to make that purchase. And the really weird thing is I know that I think I'm going to buy the car that I'm already thinking about buying, but I'm still going to go through that process as a customer, right? To make that decision, meaning that I'm elongating, right, my decision making, right? And I'm reminding myself not to go through this exercise as I'm talking to you. So my purchasing cycle is going to be longer. So even in business, the cycle of purchase, the decision making process, is often being extended, right? And so that means we have to provide relevant information. We have to be speaking to where they're at in terms of where they're at in the sales cycle, in the sales process. And so this is what's happening, and we are now getting a repeat of what happened about 5 years ago, right? So 5 years ago, we were in a pandemic. The world turned upside down. Economies changed. But 3 things happened 5 years ago, right? About 30% of the market, especially small businesses, shut down, right? About 30% of the market in that year of COVID, out of business, no longer in business. They weren't able to grow. They got stuck. They gave up. But about 30% of the market shut down in a lot of industries, right? There's a lot of people. So huge drift down into the market, right? A good 60% of the market went into survival mode. 60% of the market went into survival mode, right? So they, toughed it out, right? They hung in there. They knew this wasn't going to be forever. They retracted, reduced their expenditure, looked at ways of pivoting their ideas. They stayed in the market. They hung out and survived. Of that 60%, about 50% of those are no longer in business 4 years later. They're all out, right? About half of those people that stuck it out are no longer in business. Out, right? And then there was a small group of people, about 10% of the market, that saw what was happening, took advantage, started leading in their markets, and looked at opportunities, made some pivots and adjustments, but had this gradual growth curve, right? So slowly growing. And about 3 years into it, this is last year, a lot of those companies that had that gradual growth curve are now experiencing a hockey stick growth curve, right? They're growing much faster, much bigger. E-commerce in COVID was probably one of the biggest growth industries on the planet. It was massive. Now today, different circumstances, we've got some geopolitical stuff going on, and e-commerce is under attack, right? The big e-com businesses are going to be actually, we're in a world of uncertainty, right? When we're in a world of uncertainty and confusion, we move to a new level of understanding. When we are in uncertainty and when we're in confusion, what's happening is we're moving to another level or a new level of understanding, meaning that we're making adjustments. For us in the marketing services world, we are in a recession-proof industry, right? Because the businesses that are aiming to push forward in times of uncertainty are the ones that are investing the most money in you. And there are about 50 recession-proof markets that will thrive in the current geopolitical economic situation that we're in, right? That will thrive in this market. And they always do in every recessionary market. So we are seeing a cycle in history. We're seeing a cycle in history, right? And so to me, for what we do, we are in the right place. You have the greatest opportunity to generate revenue with your services than ever before in the history of humankind. And there are people that are starting or have started businesses only in the last few months. And some of those people are already doing $1 million worth of revenue in 2 to 3 months space, providing automation and marketing services, purely because of the fact that technology has enabled us to do this, right? So understand that we are in a very, very interesting space. Now, I know that I'm talking some big numbers and big deals here, and not everybody is in the headspace to be in that place, right? However, there are 3 things that you need to be very cognizant of in terms of your business. Your number one priority, if you want to generate revenue or grow your business, is you must be focused on acquiring clients. You must have the focus and the intent with intention, right? With intention that you must have a consistent focus on client acquisition. If you do not have a consistent focus on client acquisition, guess what? You are out of business. You're going to be struggling because the average person in the agency game isn't. I just saw a current report. WordPress did a report on agencies, on marketing services agencies, right? 70% of marketing services agencies in the world only make 15 grand a year. That's 70% of marketing service agencies in the world only make $15,000 in a year. You cannot survive on $15,000, right? You might in some third world countries, but you certainly couldn't survive in a first world country for 15 grand a year. It's impossible, right? Just not going to cut it, right? So that's not even life supporting, right? That's horseshit as far as I'm concerned in business. But that's 70% of you are making less than 15 grand a year, right? Only 1% of the people, and they surveyed, I think there was about 30,000 agencies that they surveyed. Only 1% of them are making more than 500,000 a year. Only 1%. That's not a lot of agencies, right? Are making more than 500,000 a year. So the majority, right, that 30% or 29% are sitting in roughly around the 50 grand mark is about the average in the marketplace, right? So if you're making 50 grand a year, you're not making money because you cannot afford your expenses at 50 grand a year. That's a job, right? That's a job. That's not a business. That's a job, and you're not building anything. You're not surviving. You'd be lucky if you were surviving on 50 grand a year, right? You're having to supplement your income in other ways to do that, right? That's not a business, by the way. That's 50 grand total. That doesn't include taxes, right? 15 grand of that's going to go away to taxes and expenses. Now you're living on 35 grand a year, right? That's not a business. That's a job. I can go work at In-N-Out Burger for 35 grand a year, right? And flip burgers at 25 bucks or 20 bucks an hour. Yeah, I don't need all the stress of a job. So I wanted to share this with you just to give you some perspective, because this opens up a massive opportunity if you want to take it for yourself, right? What I'm talking about here is not for people who want to create a job for themselves. What I'm talking about here is people who want to build the foundations and to grow a stable and strong growing business. That's what I'm talking about here. If that's not your bag, if you're looking for a part-time income, then I would highly recommend that you don't hang around. You should just go. You should leave, right? It's not for you. What I've got for you is not for you. Go and drive Uber, do something else, but this is not for you, right? This is for people who actually want to build a real business, right? Meaning that you're going to be acquiring, meaning that you're going to hiring people to help you. You're not going to do this alone, right? It means that you have an idea of what you want this to be for yourself, and you want to go for it, right? You want to go for it, you know? Is this going to be easy? No, it's not. I want to tell you right up front, anybody tell you that this is an easy game is lying to you. Anybody telling you that this is an easy game isn't in this game. They've never been in this game, right? This is not easy. Business is not easy. Business is work, right? It's work. Yeah. That means that you're going to have a lot of failures. You're going to have a lot of no's. You're going to experience a lot of stuff that isn't going to work for you. And as long as you keep pushing, you'll get there, right? As long as you keep putting your foot forward and you intend to build and you intend to learn, you will turn a corner in your business and start to grow. The learning curve in this business, in any business in the marketing services world, is about 2 years. If I talk to every 7-figure, 8-figure agency owner, and I've talked to quite a few of them, I asked this question: how long did it take you to get your shit together, right? Till you actually knew what you were doing. And they all said roughly 2 years, right? However, you don't need to pay that price, right? We're in a market right now, and we're in a game right now that we can do things a whole lot faster, right? Where I believe the learning curve can be as little as 3 to 6 months. Because it's already been proven, and I've worked with people personally where they've literally built their business to $1 million in revenue in less than 12 weeks from scratch without a single customer, right? So I know what's possible. Now what I've just said to you is the exception, not the rule, right? That one of these people that I've worked with, they're 2 years with me, they're running now a $6 million agency, right? 2 years ago, 0. 2 years later, a $6 million agency with team, right? That's what can happen when you get focused, when you get clear. But that's not for everybody, right? So there's 2 paths in this game. One path is you want to build a lifestyle business, this idea of a lifestyle business, right? There's nothing wrong with lifestyle business. It's great. You can work from anywhere. You can travel. You can make most lifestyle businesses are making at the low end about 100K. Generally, they tap out at about 250K. They start to tap out there because they just can't handle the workload, right? They can handle, they might be able to manage about 8, maybe 10 clients max. But they're working. That, to me, if you're working for 250K, you are not living a life. You are freaking showing up to work. People are paying you money, real money, you're working. That's not a lifestyle business. But lifestyle, you can do that. It's comfortable. Lifestyle businesses generally tend to last about 2, maybe 3 years before they make a change, right? That change is they start to realize that they need to scale if they want to grow and to work less. Right? If they want to work less, they've got to start hiring and scaling to work less, right? Because they're literally working for money, right? As a lifestyle business. So lifestyle business, yes, this business here, the businesses that you're doing, working on are very much in the lifestyle category, right? Because a lot of businesses remote, they work from home, they're working in garages, all that sort of stuff, right? So the second business is a very different decision. It's one where you're actually establishing something of value, meaning that you're building assets, meaning you're building a team, meaning that you're actually getting really good at a key service offering and leveraging that offering, meaning that you're starting to scale. You're able to productize, you're able to replicate, you're able to serve a clear market, you have an offer that converts and that you're improving, you're building a team and that is scaling. And the business is not reliant upon you to grow. What you're doing is you're building a business so that you can bring in leadership. Now you're building an asset. And so now that leadership is going to take you to another level. This is a scaling business, right? So, and this is the numbers in the scaling business market. I'll just give you a perspective. So lifestyle business between 50 and 100K. That's part-time work, lifestyle, right? Up to 250K is where pretty much it's going to be you and maybe 1 or 2 people in your business. Right? At the 30K a month mark, you're going to hit a plateau, right? What happens is you have to change the way that you market the business. You're going to have to start using paid traffic if you want to start to scale faster, because paid traffic gives you faster access. It's more inbound rather than outbound, right? So up to your outbound work will get you to about 30K per month. Right? Everybody can do that. That's 360 grand a year. You should be able to do that. You could do that easily in less than 3 months. You can go from 0 to 30K a month in recurring revenue in less than 3 months. 10K per month, 10K a month added to your business every month. It's very doable. Hundreds of people do this. Hundreds of people do this. Very doable. You get to 30K mark and you stall. It's stalled because you need people. You can't scale anymore. You're at capacity. So what you have to do is there's two people you're going to hire. One person you're going to hire along the way to get up to 30K is an executive assistant. It's an EA. That EA is operational. They do everything with you in the business. They show up to sales calls with you. They handle your onboarding. They do your customer service. They do your reporting, your marketing. They do everything with you. That's your executive assistant. You're going to hire that person at between 15 to 30K, right? 30K mark, you need to hire another person. You're going to do two things. You're going to start running ads. You're going to put 3-4 grand a month in ads, and you're going to hire a salesperson. That salesperson, right, on their own will take you from 30K per month to 85K per month within 3 to 6 months, 4 to 6 months. They're going to take you from 30K per month to 85K per month within 4 to 6 months. That's $1 million run rate, right? So think about that, right? 3 months to get to 30K a month, recurring, higher. From 30K a month, another 4 months, so that's 7 months, right? To 9 months to get $1 million run rate with one hire, a salesperson, right? Remember, you still got your onboarding person, right? So you're going to start supporting customer service when sales start to bring in more sales, because you're going to have to start to onboard, right? So to hit $1 million run rate, you need 27 clients at 3 grand a month. That's a little over 2 clients a month in a year. 27 clients at 3K per month per client. That's $36,000 a year per customer. You need 27 of those to hit $1 million run rate. Now, to get 27 clients to be paying you 36K, you're actually going to probably onboard about 35 clients, 35, maybe even 40 clients, meaning you're going to lose about 7 to 13 clients to get there. You're going to lose clients, right? All clients leave, right? You're going to lose customers. So you need to make sure you're building customers that stay with you longer to get up to that run rate. So you're probably going to onboard maybe 40 clients to hit $1 million run rate at 3K per month on average. These are real numbers, right? These are real numbers, right? Now, if you're charging 5K a month, you need 20, right? A little under 2 a month. You want to hit a $100,000 a month run rate, you need 20 clients at 5K a month. That's it, 20 clients, right? To get that, you're probably going to have to get about 30 clients. You're going to lose 10 clients in that year, and you're going to keep 20 of them. That's roughly what the numbers look like, right? If you sell a service for 10K a month, which is what we talk about and what we do at 10K per month per client, you only need 10 clients for 100K a month. You need to bring on one 10K client per month on board. To have 10 clients, you're going to probably hire about 17 clients at 10K per month to guarantee that you keep clients paying you 10K per month, right? 10 clients. It's not a lot of clients, right, to do that. So those are your numbers of reaching milestones in the business. And it's really doable to go from 0 to $1 million in a year. It's super doable. A lot of people, like, this is happening almost daily, where people are literally getting into this game. Within 6 months, they're running $1 million businesses. It's very, very possible. There's a lot of hard work to make that a reality. There's a lot of mistakes to be made and a lot of problems to solve, but it's doable, right? I have a few people that I know that I'm working with that are hitting those numbers, right? So understand that this is the story of the evolution of business, right? So I'm going to open up my slides here. I'm going to walk you through that. I've got a time frame here to hit. We are going to be here for 3 sessions. We've got a session tomorrow. We have a session next week on the Monday and the Tuesday of next week as well, US time, same bat channel. You're going to get an email from me today. We're going to open up a very private Facebook group where I will provide the recordings for these sessions that you'll be invited to get access to those recordings. Those recordings are only going to be up for a few days, and then I'm going to take them down. Okay, the reason why I'm taking them down is because I want you to watch them, right? I don't want you to store them or keep them, because you're not going to be able to store them or keep them, right? They'll only be able to be viewable in the Facebook group, and so you'll want to watch them, right? But I'm only going to keep them up for a little while. So a little bit about me before I get into this. I've been in the game for more than 38 years. In fact, I'm coming up to my 40 years in business, which makes me very young. I'm only a teenager. But I've been doing this for a long time. I have built multiple 8-figure agencies myself. I have coached more than I've had about 10,000 people go through one form or another of my coaching programs. I've helped more than 141 people go from 0 to $1 million plus in revenue in agency services. I still run my own marketing agency. I have my own business. Everything that I teach and I share with the people that I coach and I serve, I do in my businesses. I would not be a person of integrity if I didn't do what I said that I was teaching with other people. I've just always had that belief. I'm not a coach who coaches and doesn't have their own business. I have done this over and over again. I've had 7 software companies. I've had 2 successful exits on software companies, and I've had 5 disastrous failures and learning lessons in software companies. I have failed way more than I have succeeded in life. Way more. Like, I cannot tell you how many disasters I've gone through in life. But those are my lessons to learn that I could win by. I wouldn't be the person today if I didn't go through those fantastic, disastrous experiences because I couldn't talk to you about it, right? I couldn't be able to help you in your life. So my purpose in life is to help people to gain clarity, to aspire to actually do the thing that they say they want to do and be the person that they want to become, and hopefully add some value in the world. That is my purpose in life. That is my purpose with my clients. That is my purpose with you here today. And that is pretty much what I do in life, right? I'm here to add value and gain as much experience in me adding that value as possible in life. So I put this series on because it's a start to another idea that I have, and I want to thank you for taking the time to be part of this series. I'm going to walk you through some stuff, and then I'm going to let you go. You're going to get an email from me, and you're going to be invited to the replays, and then I'll be seeing you over the next coming days through this series. So with that, let me share my screen. It's going to appear somewhere. Just want to make sure where it's going to appear. Okay. Here we go. Just give me a thumbs up. You can see the first slide. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So why are you here and what do you want from this training? My assumption is that you want to learn how to grow your businesses, you want to get some clients, you want to get some ideas, and you want to get some tactics from me. If that is what you're looking for, then just type 1 in the chat. If you're looking for something else, then please type it in the chat because I'll make sure that I at least give that to you. All right. Looks like I'm on the money. Okay. All right. So, greatest business opportunities now. I got to tell you, with automation, with AI, with marketing services, the way that it is, the ability to create dynamic content, to engage, all those things are huge right now. If you have anything to do with marketing services, this is the business to be in, right? This is the business to be in, because people are desperately looking for people who know what they're doing and who can provide a service. That's what they're looking for. They are desperately looking, right? So, fastest path to a client. This sounds really weird, but be in business and do business, right? Most people, I see people saying things like, I'm a newbie, right? Please don't tell anybody that you're new. Don't do that. You're in this business because you've got an idea and you're aspiring to achieve something. Be a business owner. When you identify, this is not who you are as a person, but it is what you do. This is the identity you take on as a business owner. As a business owner, you're there to help other people get results or get outcomes by bridging the gap from where people are to where they want to be. That's your idea as a business owner. So be a business owner. Be in business. You want to be open for business everywhere. Everywhere, right? There's a couple of things that I want to let you in on, that if you do this, you're going to get business today. If you do this, right? So every person you want to identify as a business owner, right? When I'm in work mode, I'm a business owner, right? I'm not a freelancer. I'm not a contractor. I'm not a service provider. I'm running a business. I'm an entrepreneur who is actually running a real business, as you are. right? So you need to act like one. You need to be like one. You need to actually do the things you need to do to be in business, right? So everyone needs to do this now. You need to let everybody know what business you're in. If you've already done this, you need to do this again, right? You need to let every single person know and say, hey, I'm running this business right now. I'm helping people do this. Do you know anybody that can help? I can help, right? You've got to make sure that you're very clear about why you are in this business and why you're choosing this business, right? Because if you're not very clear about this right up front, this is like, I'm going to stand over, let's say I'm on one side of the fence. I'm going to pick up some bricks. I'm going to throw these bricks over the fence and miraculously expect a house to be built, right? I was going to pick up a random brick. I'm going to throw it over the fence. I get another brick, throw it over the fence, and then hope that in my throwing of bricks over a fence that there's going to be a house that's going to be built on the other side, right? Most people, this is how they run their business. I don't want you to run your business this way. I want you to run your business in a more focused, more clear way, right? So why are you doing this? Why do you want it? Why is this important to you, right? Why is this a hell yeah, I must make this work. I really want to make this work. I'm going to be buzzed about making this work. Because that alone, that idea of you being buzzed about what you do is going to drive clients to you. People like people who are buzzed about what they do, right? What is the cool thing that you're working on right now? What is one cool thing? Not all cool things, one cool thing. Of all the cool things you do, pick one cool thing that you're working on right now that you want to talk to people about. In fact, I'd like to do as an exercise here in chat, since I've got you all here and I've got your attention, just type in the chat, what's the one cool thing that you're offering right now? Just type it in the chat. What is the cool thing that you're offering right now? Database reactivation for Russell. Awesome. That's a pretty cool thing. That makes a lot of money. Lead management. Tracy, that is a very cool thing. That's a big thing. Very cool thing. There's only 2 people with an offer. What's the cool thing? Type in the chat what you do. Renewal automations. Awesome, Jason. Content, social media. Yes. AI voice agents. Yes. AI automation for Tim. Yes. Come on, there's more than 7 people here. What's the cool thing? You should be able to call out your cool thing. Type it in the chat. Find hidden revenue for Ross Lincoln. That's a cool thing, right? So if we know what our cool thing is, AI automation for Mike Pearson and consultation. If we know what the cool thing is, right, we want to make sure who will benefit the most from our cool things. Who will benefit the most? I'd like you to write down 5 types of businesses on your sheet of paper that you believe will benefit the most from the thing that your cool thing. I need you to write 5. Don't put them in the chat. Just on your sheet of paper, 5 businesses. My cool thing helps these businesses get a cool outcome. Right? When you've done that, type 1 in the chat. My cool thing will help these businesses. If they plug this in, they're going to be a better place. Right? Once you've done that, type 1 in the chat. You've chosen 5 businesses. Awesome. All right. So you want to ask for help and support, right? Who can you go to ask for help and support to introduce you to some businesses? Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about targeting and niching and what you can do to do that. But today, we're in business and we want to let people know that we're in business and we want to ask people for some help. So what you're going to do is you're going to reach out to people and say, I got this cool thing. It's really cool, right? It does this thing. I'm just looking to show this to people to ask them, to get them to ask me questions. You're not asking for people to introduce you to customers. You're asking people to introduce you to a business owner, right, who will look at this thing and ask questions about it, right? You're asking to ask questions. The reason why is you want to hear what questions people are asking, because this is going to help you formulate your sales process. But just in this little exercise, if you actually did this thing that I asked you to do, I'll guarantee you're going to end up with a customer, a paying customer, right? We're not demonstrating our cool thing to sell it. We're demonstrating our cool thing to get questions about the cool thing from people who would benefit from what we do. That's what we're doing, right? As a deal. So this is an action point. Write a little letter. Hey, I've been working on this cool thing. I've got a team that can set this up. Here's the outcomes that will occur if you do this cool thing. I really want to help people get these types of results, right? I'm super excited about this because I know that it can be a game changer. What I'm asking for is a very small favor. The small favor is do you know anybody who's running a business right now? Because what I'd like to do is I would like them to ask me questions around this idea. So do you know anybody who can help me out? Right? Send this out to as many people in your mobile phone, on your email, in your DMs as you can in the next 24 hours. Right? Do this. I will guarantee you will get a customer. Because here's what's going to happen when this happens. You're going to show your cool thing to this person. You're going to ask some questions. They're going to ask you questions. You're going to learn, right? And they're going to say, then you're going to ask them, say, what would happen if we did this thing for your business? What do you think? Let's work out the plan of what it would look like if we did this thing for your business, right? And then you're going to ask them, tell me what you like about this, right? And then you're going to ask them, why is that important to you, right? And then you'd ask them, is this something that you think you should be doing right now? And if they say yes, say, hey, are you open to us working together to put this together for you? And they'll probably say yes. And then you're going to say, well, I'm going to make it really easy for you. I'm going to do this at family and friends rates. Now, your family and friends rates right now is your full price because you're undercharging for what you do. So whatever your full price is right now, that's your family and friends rate, right? No discount, right? And say, this is a family and friends rate. Are you okay with us doing this? What I've just walked you through is the easiest way to get a client very quickly. Like I'm talking, this could happen today, tomorrow, the next few days. Is one of the easiest ways to get a client, right? What you're doing here is a concept of teaching people what you know. You're not selling people on what you know. You're teaching people on what you know. And some of the people that you teach are going to go, we should be doing this. That will be a customer. Now, everybody you teach, you're going to ask them, if they're not a customer, you're going to ask them this thing. Say, hey, I really want to get some more feedback, some questions. Do you know anybody who you believe would benefit out of an idea like this that I can talk to? And you can get referrals from these people, right? So you're going to get referrals. So a couple of things are going to happen. Do this exercise, you'll pick up a customer, right? Probably more than one if you do it well, right? The other thing you're going to get is you're going to get referrals. Meaning now you're going to have practice of talking to people about your idea. The whole purpose of this exercise is to get you talking about what you're doing. And as you're talking about it, you're going to get more clear. You're going to get better at communicating, better at conversing. You need to have this type of exchange going on, right? Because what happens is you're going to build a vernacular, right? You're going to build a story out of this. And that story is going to sell because it's going to get better and better as you go along, right? This one idea has paid for a year of coaching. If you just did this, probably 5 years of coaching, depending on what people are charging for coaching, right? But at the end of the day, this is the easiest way to get clients, hands down, without too much effort, right? So if you've got a question, feel free to type a question in the box. Does everybody get the concept? You take your idea, the benefit of what you do, and you're going to share it with people. That's what you're going to do, right? You're going to ask them their questions about your thing. You're asking them, what questions do you have? And you've got to listen to those questions, because those questions are going to help you formulate a better communication strategy, a better messaging for how you sell this, right? And you're going to ask them, hey, is this something you think you should be doing? Yeah. Well, tell me what you like about the idea. Tell me how you think this is going to work for you. What would happen if you were to put this in place? Is that something, how important is that to you? Are you open to perhaps us working together and me helping you put this in play? If you are, then is it okay if we do it at friends and family rates, which is full price? Because right now, all of you are undercharging, all of you. Yeah. So we good? Type 2 in the chat if you've got your action point. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about this very strategy. And I've shared this, some people have heard this story before, right? But, most people don't talk to people about what they do, right? And my mother, for many years, didn't know what I did. My mother said to me, hey, John, what's this running businesses, agencies? When are you going to get a real job? Right. For 10 years, my mum was saying to me, John, when are you going to get a real job? When are you going to get a day job? She didn't understand what business I was in. Right. But I was doing quite well. Right. She knew I was doing well, but she just didn't get it. She said, why don't you get a real job? Right. So for 10 years, so one day I decided to fly my mother to come and spend a day with me at work in my offices. Right. So I flew her in, took her to our offices, introduced her to my team, showed her our boardroom, where our clients are served, introduced her to the accounts people, showed her the case studies and the testimonials of the clients that we served and the brands that we helped, and then explained to her, like, this is what we did. Right. And she had no idea. Her eyes were open. Like, she was like, oh, wow, this is really cool. Right. She finally thought, hey, you're actually doing something. Right. But here's the thing. A week later, my mother referred an $80,000 client to me, because she started talking to her circle of friends about what her son did for a living, for a business. And it introduced me to an $80,000 client a week later, my mum, right? Who for 10 years said, hey, go get a real job. This entrepreneurial thing, I don't understand it, right? But until I explained to her and showed her and demonstrated to her what we did, then she didn't on purpose go out looking for clients for us. She started talking about her trip up to visit me, right? And what she saw, and we hung out. And she had a friend of hers who ran a business who said, we need that. And that client was an $80,000 customer from my mother, right? So this strategy is key. I do this strategy every month. I let people know what I'm working on every month, asking them for referrals, asking them for help. Now, do I get a client every month? No. But what are we now? We're up to coming up to the end of April, right? This one strategy has already given us 5 clients at 100K per client. That's $500,000 in 3 months. This strategy that I've just shared with you. Right? So understand, let people know what you're doing or what you're working on or what's exciting about what you do regularly, and you will be surprised. Don't be surprised that you'll actually get clients just doing this. Right? So how many clients do you want to bring on the next 30 days? I want you to write a number of how many clients you want to bring on the next 30 days. In fact, type the number in the chat. How many actual paying customers? You've got 30 days from now, we're coming into May, which is a new month. How many people by the end of May do you want in your business? Just type in the chat. 7, 4 clients for Rick, 30 new clients at $29 a month for 5 clients. All of you should be typing a number. 7 clients, 6, 5 to 10 clients next 30 days for Lisa, 5 clients the next 30 days for Howard. How many clients? 4 for Jared. All of you should be typing a number. That's only about half of you. Plus 2 at $4.95 a month, right? So what I want you to do, 6 for Miles. Yep. This is the next 30 days. You're putting a flag or putting a flag in the ground saying, I want this in the next 30 days, right? So now what I want you to do on a piece of paper, don't do this in the chat. I'd like you to divide that number of clients by the average amount of deposit they are going to pay you when you convert them. How much are they paying you? What is the deposit they pay you when you convert them? So write down whatever that dollar value is, right? And multiply that number by that dollar value. So if you're saying I'm going to bring on four clients, Jared Knight, you bring on 4 clients. If you're charging $2,000 a month, that means you're going to collect $8,000 in deposits by the 30th of May, right? If you're Howard Teano, who probably charges about anywhere between $1,500 to $2,500, you want to bring on 5 clients, you're going to have $7,500 to $12,500 banked by the end of May in deposits. Some people are going to pay more, some people are going to less. But I'd like you to just write that number down. That's how much money you're saying you want to bank by the 30th of May, right? Okay, that's how much you're going to have to bank by the 30th of May. Okay, so you've all got that number. You with me? That's what you said you're going to do in the next month, right? So the next question is, how many people do you think that you need to talk to get one of those people? I'd like you to type a number in the chat. How many people do you think you need to speak to be able to get one? That means showing your deal to get one paying customer, right? So just have a think about that, right? You're going to show the same thing over and over again, right? How many people just to get one paying customer, right? To get them to say yes to your deal. How many people do you think you need to have a chat to, right? Russell's 4, Tim Blank, 8 people to get one customer, Christine, 20 people to get one customer. That's a bit high, Christine. If you spoke to 20 people about what you did, I'll guarantee you with 20 people, you should be able to get 3, 4 clients maybe. I think that a realistic number might be about 5 to 7 for you. Rick, 8 people to get one client, right? So this is the number you need to divide by the number of customers, right? This is the number, right, that you need to divide by the number of, multiply. So if you've got 4, if you say 4 clients and you want to generate 4 new clients, then that means you've got to show 16 people your deal in a month, right? So this is giving you an indication roughly of how many people you need to be showing your deal to make sure you guarantee hit your number. This is what this is the real deal. This is what it actually takes, right? This is the real deal. So now you've got a number. Now you've got a number, right? So here's a simple revenue plan. How much do I bank? Let's say I want to bank 10K, right? If my average deposit is 2K, that's 5 clients to get 10K banked. How many people do I need to make an offer to? Let's say on average, I talk to 4 people to close 1 deal, right? How many people I need to qualify for 4 pitches? I need 20 people, right? How many, to speak to 20 people, I have to engage maybe 100 people in the next 30 days, right? That's 5 messages a day, 5 follow-ups a day, 5 days a week, right? 1 hour a day, 5 hours work a week will get me 10K banked in cash in 30 days. That's the plan, right? So if all of you reached out to 5 people and you followed up 5 people every day, I'll guarantee you're going to blow your sales out of the water, right? The majority of people will not play this game, will not reach out to 5 people a day for whatever reason, right? They're too busy to be not busy, right? But that's a very simple plan. Now, I can tell you, and I've done this many, many times, I can tell you when I sit down with agency owners and I ask them this number, what's your plan? What's your dollar value? How many people do you need to work with? Not a single one of them has got that plan in place. And so then I ask them, how are you going on hitting your targets? And they go, I'm not. And that's why they're here, right? But you now all have a plan to work towards. The idea or the goal is to work that plan, right? That's what we're going to work on now. The goal is to work this plan, right? Because if you work the plan, you're going to make the money. If you don't work the plan, you'll make less. Pretty simple. quantum physics, right? All right, so focus, right? What do you have to do to get to your next paying customer? You got to create a very quick offer. We're going to talk about quick offers, right? You got to create a very quick offer. So what do you have to do to get to your next paying customer? We've got to get a quick offer. We're going to ask people who want to know more about the idea, right? We're going to book in some time for a quick chat to see if they're interested and if they're a fit for what we do, right? We're going to show them how we help them get the result that they want, and then we're going to make them an offer and help them get started. 5 steps: offer, ask, book, show, onboard. That's it. This is rinse and repeat. That's all you do in your business all day long. It's very boring. But boring businesses are the ones that make the most money. And the boring businesses that do these 5 steps, from create a quick offer down to making an offer and help them get started, are the ones that are making millions. This is it. This is your sales process. This is your plan, right? There is no other plan. This is it. I can plug this into any service business on the planet. It's the same thing. That is your plan. Offer, ask them if they want to know, book in a time to see if they're a fit, show them how to get a result, make an offer they can't refuse, and get them started. That's the deal, right? So let's talk about leads, because people go, John, I need some leads. Where are we going to get some leads, right? 3 fast lists. Your cell phone has leads. First thing I'd go to is let people know on my cell phone what I'm working on. The other day, I sat there and I sent out about 60 messages to people saying, hey, it's been a while since we've spoken, or it's been never since we've spoken. I just want to know how you're going. What are you working on? I did that to 60 people. I got 11 replies within half an hour. I had one person say, who's this? It's like, it's me. Obviously I didn't show up in their photos who I was, right? I had 11 people come back to me, reply. We ended up with 1 client, by the way, just on that message. It's been a while. I just want to say, hey, how you going? What are you working on? Right? Number 2, your email account. Your email account is full of people with name@business.com. Name@businessname.com. If you pull that list of the last 2 years of name@business.com, all of you will probably have 1,000 leads just in your own email inbox right now, right? And the last one is all your social media. Connections, follows, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X Messenger. All of you have probably got at least 1,000 to 5,000 leads. 1,000 to 5,000 leads, right? If I wanted to make $1 million, that is the only 3 lists I would work on until I hit $1 million, before I looked at anything else, right? Those 3. So really simple. Create a Google spreadsheet, upload all your contacts from these 3 lists, start messaging, asking for referrals. If you work this list, you'll make money. This is the easiest list, the easiest compilation of lists, by the way, right? Now, you're going to say to me, John, but I work certain niches and people are in different niches. And yeah, right now, none of you have got more than 10, well, maybe one of you have got more than 10 clients. If you've got more than 10 clients, cool. Let's talk about niches. Let's growing. But if you have less than 10 clients you're servicing right now, you've got bucket loads of clients in these 3 lists. Let's get real, right? So how do the big players, the players who are successful in this game, how do they do business? How do they get clients, right? These are the people who are doing it for years. They're running multi-7, 8-figure. Some of them are running 9-figure businesses. How do they get clients, right? This is how they get clients. They network, they build connections and relationships, they have referral partners and joint venture partners, they authority build in their niche, they provide education with what they do, they run paid ads, they run paid traffic, and they do direct sales, meaning that 60% of their sales are made direct. Do you know what direct sales is? They pick up the phone and they call their market. 60% of the top 100 agencies on the planet, 60% of their business is made by direct sales. Phone call. Not cold email, not freaking Facebook ads, direct. That's why they're 7, multiple 7, 8, 9-figure companies, right? They go direct because it's fast. It's fast, right? Advertising is fast, but networking, connections, relationships, Your black book of contacts is going to decide how successful you are in business, right? Referral JV partners are multi-million-dollar relationships. I've had JV partners that have had more than $10 million in our agency business every year for 8 years running. That's $80 million in business in 8 years from one JV partner. So this is where the people get their money from. Notice the first three, none of that has to do with advertising or paid traffic, right? So client engagement matrix. At the bottom end, this is work, cold email, LinkedIn, social media, webinars, networking, posting, all that sort of stuff. That is physical work. There is a cost. It's time. These days, we can leverage this. We can use AI, we use automations, we can build tons of relevant content to our market, right? Cold email, we can automate cold email, right? LinkedIn, we can automate LinkedIn. There's all these things can be automated, right? Running webinars, great idea. It builds connection, builds relationships. It's an opportunity. Networking, this is where you start building real relationship opportunities, right? The second tier, paid strategies, they get feedback the fastest. Fastest way to get leads is start running ads, right? Whoops. What happened there? Sorry. Fastest way to get traffic, to get money in the door is running paid ads, right? So if you said, John, how would you go and make money quickly? I would go, great. I'd get a Google spreadsheet. I would just go and run an ad on Google or on Facebook, buy lead ads, like I'd just be doing lead ads. And then I would literally be having my spreadsheet notify my phone when I got a lead in. I would call that person straight away and I would ask them why they want to be advertising. And I'll guarantee you that if I was spending probably spend maybe $50 a day, I'd probably end up with about 6 clients in the first month, paying me an average of $2,500 to $3,000 a month. So my cost would be what, $1,500 for the month. So I'm going to make what? That's 6 clients. So I'm going to add for $1,500. I'm going to make about $12,500, $13,000, $15,000. That's a pretty good ad spend, right? Fastest way to get clients is run a Facebook ad for leads, right? But that means you've got to have a converting offer and you've got to follow up. You've got to be really, really quick to follow these people up. So you're disqualifying people, you're not qualifying, right? But it's pretty quick. Paid traffic is cool. The $1 million strategy, where you make big money, is where I teach a lot of people to work in my private groups. Group associations and JV partners, they're worth millions to you. The right JV partner is $1 million deal. One client, one JV partner can add $1 million worth of revenue to your agency, right? Because they've got leverage through their own networks. Associations and groups are vertical markets. You can build relationships with associations worth millions in vertical markets, literally worth millions. I have one of the people that I'm coaching right now. She works with one association. She sells lead management. She does lead management and missed call text back appointment setting. And she does it for one niche. I'm not going to say the niche that she does this for, but she's she's spent the last 2 years being involved in the association. That has netted her $6.5 million in sales. One association, right? So that's where the big money is, right? So where to get leads? Social media, aggregator websites. I like Houzz, Home Advisor, Yelp. You can buy lists. I wouldn't buy a list from list brokers, but you can buy them. Advertise, trade shows, journals. Trade shows publish who the exhibitors are. They give you the details who the exhibitors are, names, phone numbers. These people are spending tens of thousands of dollars to be in a place for 1 or 2 days or 4 days. These people are spending money on leads. They're perfect lead lists, trade shows and journals. Anybody taking a full page ad in a journal or a magazine, that's a prospective customer. Job sites and job boards. I have a friend of mine, Laura, who charges $10,000 a month to do Facebook ads management. Her deal is $10,000 a month, and she gets every client out of LinkedIn job contracts. She gets every customer is paying her $10,000 a month out of LinkedIn jobs, right? Because there are people looking for contractors in LinkedIn. She does Facebook ads management. That's all she does, and her price point starts at $10,000 a month. All right. She's running a $4 million Facebook ad agency, and every client just comes from LinkedIn jobs. Every client. So There's plenty of places that people are looking for you, looking for contracts, looking for service. Heaps of them. There's about half a dozen different places you can find where people are actually looking for your service, and they're willing to pay you rate and premium right now. All of you can do this, right? Industry journals, magazines, retail precincts, malls, light industrial areas, Google, etc. Best place to buy market qualified leads. I use a tool called White Label Suite, which is pretty cool. Just go to whitelabelsuite.com. You can use Apollo, Lucia, Uplead. There's a whole bunch of services you can use to get leads. There is no shortage of leads, right? There are 6 lists: your familiar list, friends, family, acquaintances, connections, lists, social media, LinkedIn, client list, past, present, offers made, won, lost deals. Anybody you pitched to is on your list that didn't buy. All those people, that's a list. That's the first list that I would go to, right? Prospect list, curated, collected, scraped. People you're targeting, LinkedIn. So you're looking at Yelp and those sorts of places. You're curating. You're building that list, right? Frequented businesses list. People that you go and do business with. Your accountants, your lawyers, your insurance brokers, your podiatrist, osteo, dentist. All the people who are in business that you do business with, right? Restaurants, right? And a bought list, right? You can buy a list from White Label Suite. By the way, I think you can get a lead for about 20 cents, which is insane, right? So 5 once, right? If you want to grow, this idea will get you to 0 to 5 million if you follow this path. 0 to 5 million, this is the plan, right? 1 product offer, 1 avatar, 1 traffic source, 1 conversion mechanism, 1 plan, right? 0 to million, 1 traffic source. I can go 0 to million with cold email. I can go 0 to million with LinkedIn. I can go 0 to million with referrals. I can go 0 to million for social traffic. I can go 0 to million just doing Facebook ads. 1 traffic source. Get really good at 1 traffic source, right? 1 avatar. Who are the right fit? Now, some of you will struggle with this. I'll talk about this tomorrow. But with regard to niches, right? Yes, it is, if you want to grow fast, if you want to get things moving very quickly, then you want to target a particular niche, right? Targeting a particular niche, sometimes it's more lucrative to go niche within a niche. So if I was targeting dentists, which I wouldn't target, but if I was going after the dental market, I would just go after dentists who do all-on-4 implants or Invisalign, or just do all-on-4. I wouldn't go after dentists general, right? I would build a system and a strategy to acquire patients for a specific procedure that they provide, knowing that that procedure is a high net value for the client, right? So Sergio, guy that I work with, he was brilliant at doing ads for dentists who did all-on-4 implants. All-on-4 implants is an implant system that you go in one day, you're out with teeth at the end. Normal implants take weeks because you've got surgery and stuff like that. All-on-4 is a one-day procedure, right? Which is great, but it's about 40 grand top and bottom to do your mouth. It's a big expense. So he was really good. He would get really qualified prospects for dentists that specialize in this area. They would pay him 10 grand a month for those leads, right? That's all he did. And he had lots of clients. He had a multi-million-dollar agency just doing that, right? So you can go niche within a niche, right? The other way to do this is go broad rather than narrow. So what do I mean by broad rather than narrow? I'm going to pick the contractor, the home services market, right? The reason why you can go broad is they generally do business the same way, right? So contractor type businesses or home service type businesses, what happens is they spend money on ads, they get an inquiry, phone call, the person calls and says, hey, I need a job. They say, I need to measure and quote the job, specify the products, scheduling the job. So they do a quote and then they either follow up or they close a sale, right? So most like contractors like roofers, HVAC, solar, window cleaners, handymen, home extensions, bathrooms, flooring, tiling, like there is literally hundreds of businesses that fit that broad niche, but they do business exactly the same way. They get an inquiry, they generate a quote, and then they ask the quote to the customer to do the quote. It's like health practitioners, right? If you're going to pick community health, chiropractors, osteos, naturopaths, physical therapists, optometrists, what do? They offer you a free consultation. You come in, they do a screen, they do an eye test, they do something. Then they upsell you into their service, a plan of care. They all do it the same way. So if you're wanting to pick healthcare, community healthcare, then there's a broader bunch of niches in the healthcare, right? There's a broader bunch of people. Yeah. So understand that you don't have to go narrow, you can go broad. When I said what types of businesses you can serve, think about other businesses that are similar to those businesses, because you could probably help them as well. Okay. What's a simple ad to run on Facebook for lead management? Tracy, it's what do you sell? Like, you're asking me to give you an ad out of the blue, not even knowing what you're selling. So who's your target market? What do they buy? Like, why would they buy what you want? So what is the offer that you're going to make? And then give them an easy form to fill in so that you can provide your service. A lead ad's pretty easy to set up on Facebook. What you need is an offer that is relevant to your market. That's a simple ad. Say, for example, if I was running, well, let's say Facebook ads, let's say I do Facebook ads for plumbers, I would sit there and say, hey, we have the high, we want to run high optimized converting Facebook ads that get these types of customers, emergency services, pipe breaking customers. Like, we would be very, very specific. If you want to see our method of attracting these clients that are worth between $1,000 to $5,000 for your plumbing business, let me know. Fill in this form. I'll show you how we do it. And that's an ad. Right. So yeah, I'm not going to give you an offer, Tracy, but I've literally just given you an offer, an example of an offer. Very, very simple, right? And then you want to test, and you only want to spend, let's say you start with like $30 a day. And then when you start converting leads, then you bring it up to about 50 a day. And when you're really converting leads, spend $100 a day, and you're going to be making $1 million in less than 6 months. That's how you do it, right? So I'm just going to stop here for one moment. Questions, answers, any questions?
Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, how?
I got a question.
Yeah.
The one service thing, I'm selling AI services, and I'm basically, my front end is the chatbots and or the AI voice services, and like a virtual receptionist.
Chatbot? Is the chatbot an automated chat, or is it a voice bot? Is it a chatbot or a voice bot?
Well, there's a conversational AI, which is like the little widget in the website.
Yeah.
That's trained on the business, and then there's the voice AI, which is like an answering service.
So sell one or the other. If you were to choose, which one would you sell first?
The voice, it's sexier.
Yeah, it's sexier. So great. So there's your one offer. What's your question?
Okay. So and then my upsell would be, I could upsell them the chatbot or whatever, right?
You can sell them whatever you want after that, but you lead with one offer.
All right. So I'm just leading with the voice. Okay.
Yeah. And you know what I would do? I would pick a niche and I would build a voice bot for that niche. I would train it. Like, you could do this in less than half a day, dude.
Yeah.
I could do this easily. So I literally, let's say I was going to pick I'm using plumbers as an example. I'm not saying that I would pick that market, but I was picking plumbers. I would go, great, find a plumbing business, right? Give it an obscure name, get all the frequently asked questions on the plumbing websites, work out, like, go to ChatGPT and go, what is the exact steps that a plumber goes through to get a sale? So take that, drop that into your agent, right? And give it a really nice, good, masculine, friendly voice, as make a nice tone, like very direct, very pragmatic, because people want direct answers, right? And then play with it, like record a conversation with yourself. You can do all this in less than 2 hours, dude. Right. And then go to a plumber and say, listen, I've got an agent that we've built that we're training just specifically to handle inquiries for your particular business. All I want is your questions about it. Do you mind just calling this number and see how it works? And then you do that 30 times a day, Howard, and I'll guarantee you'll have 10 clients by the end of the month, paying you probably $3 to $5 grand a month.
Well, there's a way to program a self-selling voice bot where it'll role play. It'll ask you, okay, what's your business? What do you sell? And then it'll role play. It'll
pretend. You can do that. You can do that. I would do my idea better.
You would do what?
I would do the idea that I just gave you faster.
Okay.
The only reason why is it's a direct demonstration of an actual business. Right. Like, it just gives them you're not saying, yes, you can do the whole, let's role play it, but now we've got some dynamics. I don't want to do that. I want to say, listen, let me just give you a perfect example of a thing booking jobs. Right. Imagine this thing working 24/7 for you without a 401k, no health breaks, no sick days, no health care, right? 24/7. How many sales do you lose after hours? Imagine if Mary, my sales assistant, helps you close those appointments. Even if we did one of those a day, that's 6 days a week. Your average sales $1,000. That's $6,000. That's that's $36,000 a month. That's $400,000 a year. That's 1.2 million in the next 3 years if we just stuck Mary in there. What do you think? That's your pitch. That's your pitch.
Okay.
So send me an email next week and tell me the 5 clients you signed up by doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I could do that. You could do that. Anybody could do that. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy. And it's a no-brainer. It's like, are you doing it right now? No. What if it did? What if it happened? What would happen if it actually gave you the extra deals? Right? Imagine you've got an employee, right, working 24/7, helping you. And you don't have to think about it. That's cool, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah. So tell me why you wouldn't do this. That's the question I would ask.
Well,
tell me,
the thing, I've been doing home service industry for a while now, and there's just the majority of them are smaller businesses.
So pick the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Don't pick the smaller ones, pick the big ones.
Yeah.
I've told you this many times, Howard. Stop talking to small business owners. Talk to people who are running a real business, who are running bigger businesses. They're the ones that'll look at this and go, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are willing to pay the premium because they're in big businesses for a reason. They need more. They can't stop. They've got people to pay. They've got families to feed and look after. They've got aspirations to grow. That's why they're a big business. There are thousands of these, Howard, thousands of them.
Yeah, I know.
Right? You just get to pick them, right? And so this is for everybody. This is an attitude and a mindset thing that I'm going to share with you, right? Anybody that's running a sizable business that's more than 10 years old, right? And when I say sizable, they've got at least 20 people working in the business. So 20 people in the business, you've been in business for about 10 years. That business is going to be doing between $4 and $10 million in revenue, right? 4 and 10 million. They're established. They have been through some shit in that 10 years, up and down, learnt some things, realized as a business owner that they need to invest in growing their business, realize that things are changing all the time and they need to adapt to those changes. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in business for 10 years, right? So if I know that for a fact, say one thing is you've outlasted the majority. You've been in this game, meaning that you know some shit, right? Meaning that you know that it's worth investing in things that are going to support the thing that you want to grow. Does that make sense? They're going to go, yes. So obviously you're motivated to grow this thing. Yeah? They're going to go, yeah, I'm motivated to grow this thing. So tell me why you wouldn't have an automated assistant booking appointments for you. Tell me why you wouldn't do that. And the answer will be, I would do that. And people are saying, John, it's not that simple. It is that simple. I have people I work with that have conversations like that every day and that have any problem getting clients. None, right? None. I've got a dude that I'm working with that's nailing 8 clients a month. 8 clients a month. His foot in the door is a leads tool. Let me give you 500 leads at 20 cents a lead. That's $100. That's his foot in the door. From there, it's automation and management. So it goes to $5,000 a month. 8 clients a month, $40,000 in recurring revenue every single month. Has been doing it for 6 months in a row now, right? So it can be done. And you've got a hot thing to sell, Howard. Anybody doing AI and automation, it's hot. It's really easy to sell. It's easy to get into the conversation. It's really easy to sell.
It is.
It's so easy to sell, right? But don't go to the small guys. Stop talking to small business owners. I only talk to people who are motivated to grow, who've been in business for 5 or more years and have 20 or more people employed in their business. I help contracting businesses leverage AI and automation to generate what you want, and that is to get bookings so that you get them and the competition doesn't get them. So are you open to that conversation, Howard? There's your script, right? You want to keep it really, really simple. But I would literally build a bot that books people in for whatever contractor market, and I would literally go and say, hey, you've been in business for 10 years? No, Thanks, bye. Next, next, next. Find the ones that have been around. You've been busy 10 years. You've seen a lot of stuff and things are changing. Things are moving. Yeah. You know you need to make an investment in your business to grow. Yes. Great. Right now, if I showed you something that works 24/7 that replaces a cost and adds value to the business and gets better at what you do, would you be open to at least giving me 5 minutes of your time to have a look at that? Yeah, great. Can you do me a favor and let's call this number together? Now, what do you think if we had Mary or Tom or Sue doing this for you 24/7? Because right now, I know businesses that are doing this and getting bookings, and you're not doing it right now. So tell me what's going to happen if you're going to do this. Tell me why you wouldn't do this. Tell me why you wouldn't do this. They can't. They're going to say, I need to do this, right? So you're going to have a sale. So thank you for asking the question, Howard.
Thanks for the inspiration and the guidance.
Yeah, right. So any other questions? Any other questions? Observations and takeaways. What have you taken away? What's one thing? I'd love to see a chat from everybody. What's one thing you've taken away from this process so far? We've got 15 minutes left. Love to know if you're alive. If you're not alive, Shira, focus. Focus on what? Focus on not doing what you're doing right now? Focus. One offer, yeah. One offer. Just lead with one offer. One thing, yep, the 5 ones. Get on the phone and contact some prospects. Absolutely, Rick. Absolutely. Talk to people. I was on a call before this call with a group of people that I coach. And what I did was I just literally stepped out a process where I'm going to get a client in one day. Like you got one day to get a client, and what would you do to get a client, right? And I literally just stepped it out. There's 3 things. You're going to call, you're going to email, you're going to message on social. You're going to call, you're going to send an email, you're going to message on local. You're going to make one really simple offer. Say, I got this idea for like 2 minutes of your time, or 5 minutes of your time. I've got this time and this time this afternoon to talk about it. Can I book you in for it? That's it. 30 people in one day will get 1 customer. I'm running this exercise myself on Monday to prove it to the people that I coach that it can be done. That in one day, you can get 1 paying customer just by following exactly what I'm outlining, right? Tell everybody you know what business you're in. Absolutely, Tim. Absolutely. Yeah. Any other takeaways? Any other takeaways? There's 30 people here. What other takeaways have you got? So Russell says it's hard, but it's simple. Consistently contacting people every day is the key. Yeah, just 5 people a day. If you did 5 people a day, that's 20 people in a week. That's 25 people a week. It's 100 people a month. Now, if you were reaching out to 5 people a day and you followed up 5 people a day, every day, right? And you followed them up, you were just kind of messaging people through the month. In 1 month, you would have done 2,000 contacts in 1 month. If you did 5 and 5. So 5 becomes 10, 10 becomes 15, 15 becomes 20, 20 becomes 25, right? At the end of the month, by the time you hit 30 days, you would have done 2,000 touch points to 100 people. You tell me that you can't close 4 deals with that amount of activity. That's 5 a day. 5, 5, 5. Persistence is key. Talk to business to be well paid. Asking for advice and lead them into a sale. Yeah, ask them, hey, I'd love your questions about this thing. Right? So yeah, it's really, it is very, very simple, because if you've got 1 offer, then the idea is to iterate and make that offer better. If you've got 1 traffic source, the idea is to keep working that traffic source and make it better, right? It's not hard to do. Like people go, oh, cold email's hard. It's not hard at all. There's 2 tools. that you can literally email. We send out 150,000 emails with 2 tools a day. A day. Our salespeople are full of appointments with cold email. Full. So yes. So I'm going to share my screen. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate you sharing. The reason I ask you for your ahas or for what you've noticed is so that all of you here from each other's experience of this are learning something from each other. That's why I'm asking you to contribute in the chat in terms of what you've seen or what you're asking, is so that you can see that sometimes other people are picking up on things that perhaps may be useful or helpful to you as well. That's the goal of this type of communication. So let's share the screen. Nope. Try that again. All right. Thumbs up. Easy client generating strategy. You can see it. Awesome. Okay. Look, I know that if you do this exercise, I've shared this exercise many times, and the people that have actually done it do get clients and get lots of referrals if you do this. It's an easy thing to do. It's something that I recommend. Like, I do this quite a lot, but it works really well, right? So you want to make a list of businesses you might potentially frequent, people you know, potential referral partner, accountant, lawyer, insurance agent, anybody like that, right? They've got to be relatively easy for you to contact them and to talk to. What business they're in, how does what you do help them? Think about how what you do can help them. And you want to pick 2 or 3 of these businesses, or 3 to 5 of these businesses, that you want to just pick them. And if you were to do a plan for them with your product or your idea, what would it look like for them? Like, actually craft out what would, on average benchmark, this is where it's at. If we were to do this for you, this is what the outcome would look like. You're only going to create this plan once, right? And if you're doing it, 85% of this can be very generic, right? Using ChatGPT or Gamma or whatever you want, you can do this within minutes, right? So the questions that you want to ask is in this plan or this idea, right, is what problems do they have? What the thing that you do, what problems are you solving? So for example, I'm going to pick missed call text back, right? So if I sell missed call text back, speed to lead, the problem I'm solving is the fact that inquiries are often not followed up. There's a perceived indifference in when you don't follow up people and you don't call them back, or they're never going to call you again. You've spent money to acquire these leads, not to manage them. And you don't even know if you're successfully converting enough deals out of your marketing because you don't know what's working, what's not working, because you think that most leads suck, right? So this is a big problem for a lot of people that run ads, right? Is they go, well, the leads that we get are sucky. Well, how do you know they're sucky? Well, nobody's buying. Well, what's the process? What's the strategy? Well, we've put out this ad and nobody presses the buy now button, or nobody fills in a form. Well, why do they need to fill in that form? Why would they want to fill in a form? What are we doing? What's the offer, right? The strategy's wrong. There's a reason why it doesn't work, right? So I know missed call text back works really well. And it works really well even after hours when people are gone, because people inquire about your product or service after hours, right? So I would sit there and go, great, well, this is what will happen. These are mistakes and these are the problems. And if you really want to do this, you can actually just go to ChatGPT and go, what are the 5 problems that this type of business experiences with whatever the problem is? And what are the consequences of not fixing this problem? So what are the problems and what are the consequences of the problems, right? Then ask ChatGPT and say, I have a missed call text back speed lead system, right? What are the benefits of implementing this strategy for this business, right? And then it's going to give you all the benefits, right? And then give me a case scenario of, let's say, a company is getting 400 inquiries a month, right? They only book about 30 appointments out of the 400 inquiries, and they close maybe 5 deals, right? How would speed to lead improve a business with those metrics? So now you've got the problem articulated, the consequence for that business articulated, and a solution that gets a result based around a case, right? So that's how I would do it. And you could do that in less than 5 minutes, seriously. Then you just go to Gamma app, or you go to Tome, or you go to Google Slides, SlideShare, or sorry, Google Slides, Google Present, and you can actually upload and use the AI to build a presentation around that. And there's your plan for that business, right? And all you need to do is add your solution of you implementing your offer. I've literally just helped you create a very compelling offer just by answering those questions. What is the problem, right? If the problem persists, what are the consequences of that problem, right? What would the upside of using a system that you're selling be? What are the benefits of that? And then what would be a use case scenario of what it would look like if it was working, right? And then just go to a free presentation software and let it make a presentation for you. And now you've got a plan, right? Okay. So now you're going to send a message. Just wanted to touch base with you. I did some research on your business and how you can optimize sales with automation or AI or whatever you're selling. I came up with a comprehensive plan and a strategy to achieve this type of result. Can I walk you through it to get your feedback on what you think about the plan? And if you like, feel free to implement it and get the results from the strategy anyway. I'm just trying to help businesses that I believe that I can get great results for. And I thought the best way to do that is to share what I believe will give you a great outcome to help your business. A little bit about me, what I do, who I help, and why I chose your business, right? The majority of people will accept this invitation. You are not going to send this to people. You're going to ask them if I can walk you through it. I've put this together for you, right? And then you're going to put them together. And then you're going to close them. And here's how you're going to close them, right? Really simple. Tell me what you like about this plan, right? Why is that important to you? If you were to implement it, what impact do you think it'll have on your business? Would you be willing to try out and execute on this plan? Would you like me and my team to help you put it into place for you? And I'm happy to do it family rates. What do you think we should do? If you do this, I'll guarantee you will close sales. If you don't close a sale, here you go and say, hey, did you like the plan? I like the plan. Then you want to say to the person, listen, did you get some value out of what I've shared here? So yeah, I did. Do you know a business that would actually benefit from this idea? Is there somebody that you could introduce me to for the effort? Happy to leave the plan with you. I'm going to give it to you, but is there someone that you can introduce me to? I'll guarantee you, if you did this with 3 people, you're going to get about 6 referrals out of the 3 people. But I'll guarantee you that if you do this and walk somebody through this, right, show them what the scenario that I just shared with you, I'll guarantee you will close a sale. You might close all of them, but I'll guarantee you'll close at least one of them. This is how I landed my very first client when I first started my own first agency. I sat there and I said, listen, this is a plan to hit this objective running Facebook ads, right? This is what I believe that you need to do. Here's what's not happening, not working right now on Facebook. Here's what happened. This is the consequence of poor Facebook advertising. Bad strategy, no leads, no follow-up, no sales, bad results, lots of expenses in paid management fees that don't seem to work. These are the consequences, right? What happens when it does work? And these are the benefits of how this works for you. And then what's the best case? What's an average case scenario? Well, this is what we're looking to do. I showed that to my first client was a friend of mine's, a friend of a friend, not a direct connection, a friend of a friend, right? Somebody who didn't know me. It was my first customer. This is how I got my first client. I've used this strategy hundreds and hundreds of times, and it's worked. When you sit down with somebody and show and walk through an outcome that is relevant to them and something they're not doing right now, but they know that they would benefit if they did do it, right? So I'll give an example of a deal that I closed about 3 weeks ago. This deal is for $20K a month for lead management, $20,000 a month for lead management. Right. So here's what I said to the person. This company, they get 1,000 inquiries a month. That's how many inquiries they get. They only book 90 appointments out of 1,000 inquiries. Out of the 90 appointments they book, half of them don't show. So they get about 45 appointments that actually show up. Of the 45 appointments that show up, they close about 7 deals of the 45 that show up, right? So here's the thing. My first question to that company was, you get 1,000 inquiries and you only book 90 appointments. What happens to the 910 that don't book? Where did they go? Like, what happened to them? Why didn't they book? Right? And like, oh, we don't. His words, we don't follow up fast enough. Okay, we don't get there. We kind of, we're too busy dealing with the ones that we're getting, and we're kind of filtering. I said, where are all these leads going? Right? So I sat there and said, I said to him, I said, listen, what if we automatically engage, qualify the lead, and book the appointment for you at the point of inquiry? Right? So we talked about missed call, text back, right? Speak to lead. I said, what if we did that? We just did that one thing. You tell me what you would expect to happen, because now every lead is engaged in real time. Right now, you're telling me you don't get back to leads for 3 or 4 days. So there's 910 people that don't hear from you. Where do you think they went? They went somewhere else. You paid money for them and you weren't able to manage them. What if I manage them automatically? Every single one of them. So tell me, in your words, what would we go from there to where in the number of appointments booked if we did nothing else? He says to me, dude, we should be able to get 300 appointments booked, right? So we're going to go from 90 appointments to 300 appointments, right? Now, if we did nothing else, no following up the lead to make sure they show, nothing to do that, if we did nothing else, that means you're telling me, based on the current numbers, you're going to go from 45 appointments to 150 appointments instantly, right? Now, based on your numbers, 150, right, appointments, sorry, 400, no, he said 300 appointments. They're going to go 300 appointments. So 300 appointments down 150 show up. So of the 150, you said you do 8 out of 45, right? So now you're going to do 24 sales instead of 8 sales, 7 sales. Sorry, 3 sales, 21. You do 21 sales instead of 7 sales. Do you understand why he hired us? It was a no-brainer, right? Because we worked out what 21 sales was worth to them. And it was $250,000. So would you pay me 20 grand if I gave you 250 grand? His answer was yes. And that's what we sold it to him for. We sold missed call, text back, speed to lead for 20 grand a month. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the cool part. They're going to pay us a lot more, because what we're going to do is we're going to work on a system now to get show-up rates up. If we get the show-up rates up, we're going to increase conversions. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the follow-up on the back end. They're going to pay us more money, right? Because we're going to do the automated follow-up every time they do a sales process. Because all the leads that they don't follow up, they don't get back to, that they missed opportunities. So this is why companies will pay you $20 or $30 or $40,000 a month to help them do this, right? So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to ask you one question. Tell me what action you're going to take from what you've learned today. And the action you're going to take literally when you get off this call. Tell me the action. Look at your notes. Look at your notes that you're looking at. I want you to go through this, right? Tell me the actual action you're going to take when you get off this call. We have come to time, right? So I would like you to type it in the chat. Look at that. Jason Claybrook sent a text 20 minutes ago, and he already got an intro. Build a landing page for the one-offer voice. Okay, Howard, awesome. Tell me one thing that you're going to do. Look at your notes. Tell me the one thing you're going to take action on. Make a list of warm leads for Rick. Awesome. Reach out to 5 people. Straight away, when you get off this call, send a message to an influence to talk to me, schedule next week. Awesome. Why not schedule today, Shira? Why not schedule tomorrow? Not next week. Schedule today. Next 24 hours. Yeah. Doesn't have to be a week. What else? That's only 5 people. What action are you going to take? I'm going to make a list from my phone contacts, email contacts, send out that tomorrow. Awesome. That's tomorrow, Tim. Now, what are you going to do in the next 5 minutes when you get off this call? That's what you need to be thinking about. Create a new outreach message right now for all the contact. Awesome, Michael. That's going to take you about 5 minutes. What are the actions? Just type in the actions. So improving your follow-up, Russell, means following up, doing the thing, not improving it, right? Like go and pick up the phone and follow people up today that you've been speaking to. Send a few more texts. Yes, Jason's going to send a few more texts because he's already got a result. I'm going to make the list right now. Awesome. Michael, almost done with Go High Level email template as well for everyone in email. Also, awesome. Well done, Michael. Doing some work. Mean faster and more times. Yes, Russell. Awesome. Anybody else? What is the action? Look at all the actions that people are doing here. If you haven't got one, pick one, right? Look at all the actions in the text here. Camille, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to take to go in the chat and pull out the actions, and we're going to post them in the Facebook group that we send to people from this call. Okay. What else? All right. I would love to know what you thought about today's training. If it was helpful or useful, or you got something that you can work out of that, please let me know. I've got a couple of minutes here. If you've got a question, I will hang here for about 5 minutes. If you've got a direct question you want to ask me directly that I can help you with directly to move forward, then I'm happy to answer the question. Just like with Howard, I literally outlined an entire strategy for Howard just like that. If he follows through, I know he's going to close deals today, right? So if you'd like me to do that for you, let's do it. I'm here. The first person that speaks wins. Anybody got any questions? Questions, questions, questions. Nobody wants to create their offer right here live and get it out in the market. Nobody wants that. Like I can literally create it for you right now. Okay, Jason, tell me what you're selling, buddy. Just unmute if you can.
I have been working on a on a couple things for a couple of different niches. So what I'm working on right now is for insurance agents.
Yep.
So it's
About independent brokers, or are we talking about the agent, or are we talking about the broker, like as in the guy that runs a whole bunch of agents?
the agents.
Okay, so that you're talking to people who've got no money.
No, I got some.
Okay, cool. They've got some money.
It depends on which ones you're.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been in a couple of their houses. They got some money.
Okay, cool. So we're talking to the right insurance broker. They've got a book.
Yeah, they got a book of business. They got a book of business.
How big is a book of business to be the right agent, roughly?
That's a good question. That one I don't know. It's a little bit across the board.
I would say, like I'm just saying here, right? If let's say the book of business is paying them $500,000 a year, right? Would that be a good book of business?
Yeah, I think that depends. I can tell you that one of the ones I've gotten some coaching from that will not be a customer anytime soon is the #2 Allstate insurance agent in the Dallas, Texas area. And
Yep.
his book is about 12 million in premium.
That's what he
And
paid, or that's what he's booked?
that's what the premiums that he's paid off of each year. He's got 6 employees.
Yep.
And his house is damn near a palace.
That's a good book of business, right?
Yeah.
So he's a broker. He's got a network. He's got a team. So those are the guys that I'd be talking to. Guys who are broker network teams.
I'm not targeting anybody. I look at them as an agent. They're the local farmers, Allstate, whatever. But they've got to have a minimum of 3 to 4 people that are in the office.
What are you building? I want you to okay, tell me about the 2 things you're building for these guys.
AI automations that track and engage the renewal and the X date. So the way that they work is all these guys have leads from everywhere because it's all public knowledge. You know, because it's all regulated. If you're my insurance agent, somebody else is going to try to share shift me because everybody knows when policies do either 6 month or annual. So we're putting in triggers that start targeting both existing customers and non-customers 60, 90 days out.
Okay,
And
cool.
And at the same time, we also, it's still amazing, but to me, but 30% of the office admin who is also a part-time seller spends their time getting insurance cards for people. They just call in, want an insurance card. We built a bot that goes in, actually retrieves and teaches people how to use an app and get all that. So it's basically two things. It's not a lot of lead generation. It's taking the leads and activating them well in advance.
Okay, so right now, what is the inefficiency of the current process?
The inefficiency is that each individual seller, a lot of them still actually work off of a lot of paper. They do color-coded sheets of paper, like blue for life and yellow for auto and green for home. But they still use a manual calendar to say, hey, John's home and auto is expiring in 75 days. And if that gets missed, somebody swoops in and starts to shift them out, starts quoting them, what they think of as a future profitable business, right?
So I'm doing this manually. I'm missing out on opportunities. I'm not managing it very well. I have my data is kind of on sheets of paper, so it's all over the place. I don't have a record of this properly working for me in some form of CRM in terms of what I'm doing.
Let me simplify it real quick.
Yeah.
Nationally, insurance agencies' churn rate, they only renew about 78% of their business.
Great. So
across the board.
Stop right now, because you've got a license to print money and every freaking insurance agent needs to hire you today, right? Because you've just sold, there's a couple of things you've sold here. Number one, you're actually increasing the book, and you're keeping a book. So you're retaining a book and you're growing a book. There's two sides of this coin. If the benchmark is 78% of renewals go by the way because people just don't follow up or can't get there quick enough, or it's too busy, then for the very first time, you're able to get to everybody. You have 100% engagement and 100% input into every deal, right, through this system, right? That's number one. So if you said to them, divide 28% of your book, right? Or I would say, hey, let's be conservative. Let's say 15% of your people don't renew with you, right, for whatever reason. Whatever that number is, right? Imagine if we could keep that and add the same amount again on top of that, right? What does that number look like for you? That's a demonstrable number, right? So for me, I would be sitting there saying, hey, if you're doing this, like this is what most people do, right? They manually do this. They don't follow up automatically. They lose opportunities. The average book loss rate is about 28% on average as an industry average. If you're running a $12 million shop, that's freaking $3 million out the window that you need to regroup or recapture if you're not maintaining your systems and your processes. What if I automated the engagement, automated the communication, and actually had people signing on automation? As an insurance broker, you'd want to know about it, wouldn't you? Yes. Right? All you got to do, that's your message. Say, hey, here's the loss, right? We're not only mitigating that loss, but we're adding to revenue. This is money that you're spending on inefficiency right now that you should be keeping and growing from. And the reason why you're not doing it right now is you don't know any better. So let me walk you through the workflow that automates this process and leverages your income. Your offer is easy, dude. You should be signing up people every day. That Allstate guy, if he doesn't sign up, he's an idiot.
He is an idiot.
He's an idiot. Like he's not getting it. Say, hey, you know what? Who's the number 2 guy? I'm going to sign him up. Who's the guy that you compete against every year? Who's the number 1? I'm going to go to number 1, right? If you're number 2. Yeah. Hey, I'm sure. Go and find the name of number one or whose direct competitors. Hey, that's great. I'm just going to let him know that you're not in the business of growing and scaling. I'm going to go and help him.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, do you want to knock like one of my favorite pictures is, do you want to knock number one off the pedestal? Right. Let's do what number one's not doing. Put that into your business and knock him off, and make you number one. But dude, you have a license to print money. If you can do that, and you can demonstrate the workflow of that, you should be talking to 10, 15 insurance guys a day.
yeah,
You know, you need guys exactly like that guy. I've got an office of about 5, 6 people in the office. You need those guys. Those guys are going to spend, how much are you charging for this, by the way?
$3K.
Not enough. Not enough. 36K a year, 3K a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 36K a year. Whoa, it's gonna, yeah. You can work on your pricing structure.
Yeah, I think we can. I think we need a few more. I need a couple more feathers in the cap.
Yeah,
But
dude, you could like, your deal is a good deal. I could talk to 4 or 5 insurance brokers today. We say, listen, let me work out a plan. Is this something you want to go for? Are you motivated to grow your book and maintain your book? If the answer is yes, if we could put in a full-time process that's all fully automated, right? So your people can spend more time selling more deals, and this thing's literally closing your renewals for you, then I would imagine you'd want to know about it, yes? I could have that conversation with freaking 5, 10 brokers a day.
the plan. I've been on a forced sabbatical for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've got an opportunity. I'd just be messaging people, listen, I'm just showing brokers automated renewal. I'm showing you how you can knock back that 28% industry average. And I'm going to show you how you don't have to waste time where you're not losing opportunities because you can't keep up with it or your systems aren't working for you. If I showed you how automation and AI can take care of that book of business for you and add to the value of the book, I would imagine that you want to know about it, wouldn't you? That's your message. Watch the recording. The recording is going to go up and you'll be able to go back and take that message.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Dude, you have a license to print money, dude. Seriously. You have a license to print money because that's real money to a broker network. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I know Allstate.
Sure.
There's a guy called Josh McTaggart who worked with about 100 Allstate guys. They do Google ads for them. And they spend money.
Oh yeah, I just met with the district manager of another carrier 2 days ago. So there's a pathway. The reason I would raise my hand is I want to simplify the message because I have a nasty habit of complexifying things.
The thing that you've got to think of is what's the cost of them not doing this? So what is the real cost now that is working out for them, right? And say, look, you know, like this has a compounding effect that if you don't take care of this is what the money looks like. You know, like I sat down, like I said, we closed that deal with that with the company with they buy 1,000 leads. I literally just showed him the numbers. I sit there and say, look at this, you're telling me these are your numbers. This is how much money you make. You get 1,000 inquiries. You only speak to 45 of them. Of the 45 you actually get to speak to, you close 7 deals. There's 910 people you never ever get to see in your ecosystem because you don't have a system or a process or the ability to follow those people up automatic, to engage with those people. So all those people who waved their hand, guess what they did? They went and bought somebody else. Now those 910 people that you lose every month will never come back to you ever again because you didn't give a shit. Right? So do you care about these people and want to make money off these people, or do you want to just let them go and talk smack about your business? Right? No, we want them. Okay, great. Well, then the real constraint here is we need to overcome the constraint of the systems. We can do that through automation. No brainer. When I showed him 250 grand a month, right, on top of him only collecting 70 grand, right? I said 250 grand, 70 grand. Same number of hours, right, in the day, right? Even if we did half of that, we went from 70 to 140, right? That doubles your business and revenue right now if we do this one thing. Tell me why you would not want to implement this idea? Tell me why. Right? And he's like, this is a no-brainer. Yes, we need to do this. Great, let's do it. I said, even if I screw this up, you're still going to be 30% better than where you are. When was the last time you spent money on a screw up that made you money? Right? You know? And I'm not going to screw it up. We're not going to screw it up. We're going to crush it. We already are. When the first 2 weeks, I think we went from 90 appointments to about 420 appointments. They had to hire people to get to handle the phone calls. You know? So yeah, show people the numbers, you'll close deals.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That video will be up tonight.
Video will be up tonight. Video will be up
Cool.
tonight. You'll get an email from me with a link to a Facebook group with the video loaded into the Facebook group. It'll be private. You'll be able to access it.
Cool. Let's
Question.
go. Thank you.
Anybody got a question? No. All right. Hey, thanks for hanging with me. I know we've gone a little bit over time. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the right types of people, the engagement of those people. You know, let's get into some deals. You all have said the action you're going to take when you get off this call. So I would highly encourage you to take that action before you get off this phone call. And then I will see you same time, same bat channel tomorrow. Take care, everybody.